And we are live. Can the company please make their way to the stage in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, 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 as the company arrives, and hello to the audience out there watching us on YouTube. Thank you for joining us again at 5 o'clock on this progressively grayer and wetter afternoon, or at least here it is in London at the moment. So thank you for joining us. We've got a whole new company of people doing another selection of scenes for you. We got 3 scenes to get through. So first, I'm just going to say hello to this afternoon's players, because we have Fergus back, survived, returned from his go as Richard III last week. We've got Siegffried joining us from Paris again. Good to have you. And Mark Cassidy, who's back with us today. It's been lovely to have you. We haven't seen you for a few weeks, so it's good to have you back. And Eleanor Shannon, who's also joining us from far away. And Natasha Berridge, who is joining us for the very first time. So welcome, Natasha. Lovely to have you in the gang. I hope you have a lot of fun today. And the Susie, without whom we would not be complete. Very good to see you, Susie. All right. Okay, you lovely people. Now, collect your energy. Take yourselves off to the virtual tiring house. I need a quick chat with the audience, and then I will be calling you on. See you shortly. Okay, so hello to all of you again who are watching. In case you haven't watched us before, my name's Lizzie. I am Artistic Director for Shake-Scene Shakespeare. We are performing some scenes for you live online this afternoon. Okay, we're doing live online Zoom Shakespeare. What makes us different from anybody else? Well, we perform from cue scripts, which means we do not rehearse as a company, and we do not read the entire scene before we perform. So everybody that you're going to see work for you today, they only know their own lines and their own immediate cues. They have not heard each other's lines. Why do we do it like this? Because that's how they did it in Shakespeare's time. So, and it's always a little bit extra jeopardy doing it this way, but that's live theatre, and that's particularly live theatre on the internet. My job today is I'm the book holder, and normally when we perform a whole play in person, I will be there prompting lines as the prompter would have done in Shakespeare's time. My job today is more that of the MC, and to pick up the pieces when the internet goes south on us, which does happen on occasion, but that's live performance. So, okay, today, now, just before we leap into our scenes, we're doing 3 scenes this afternoon. I just need to tell you a few quick things. Our donations link is up as usual. If you are able to donate to us, thank you very much. It is very gratefully received. It goes into our distribution bucket and is shared between members of our company who are experiencing financial hardship during this lockdown era through which we are all living. And a proportion of it will also go to the Stephen Lawrence Foundation, supporting young people in the UK. So it's going to go to some very good, very worthy causes. If you can't donate, that's absolutely fine. You're incredibly welcome to stay. We hope you enjoy the scenes as well. Just to give you some few dates for your diary, which I will try and remember to do again at the end. We will not be performing live next week, so please, we will not be here. If you need to have a quick top up on your Shakespeare, please come back and have a look through our back catalogue, which has built up quite a lot over the last 4 months. There's plays, there's scenes, there's all sorts going on. So please come drop by, have a look, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. So we won't be around next week. We will be back on the 9th at 5 o'clock, 9th of August, 5 o'clock, doing one selection of scenes. On the 16th at 3 o'clock, we will be doing the entire of Julius Caesar, including fights and everything else that goes on. And then we'll be back again on the 23rd doing scenes. So business as usual during August. Hopefully you will be able to join us for some of that. Okay, so the first scene today, excuse me while I rearrange my screen so that I can see the scripts. Our first scene today is from Measure for Measure, which is the first brand new play that we did, well, brand new to us, that we did during lockdown. So this is the first time we performed this individually as a scene, which is always a good adventure to see what is going to happen here. So we are going to Shakespeare's slightly fictional version of the city of Vienna. And in Vienna, law has somewhat broken down. The city is suffering from a high level of bad behavior. And the chief lawmaker, the Duke, has mysteriously gone away and left his deputy, Angelo, to bring laws back into play and basically toughen up and clean up the city. And as part of this process, A young man called Claudio is in prison and in danger of his life for getting his fiancée with child before marriage. Now, to plead for his life, his sister Isabella has gone to Angelo and begged him to reconsider. Angelo has temporized and said, come and see me tomorrow and I'll think about it. So we are now going to meet novice nun Isabella and the Prenzi, the precise Angelo, and see how this decision plays out. So can I just check with the players? Do we have an Isabella?
Yeah.
Ready to go. Can't wait to get in there. And do we have our Angelo?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Okay, so you guys know how this goes. The minute I vanish, you get to take us to Angelo's palace in Vienna, and we will see how the scene plays out. Have fun.
How now, fair maid?
I am come to know your pleasure.
That you might know it would much better please me than to demand what is your brother cannot live.
Even so, heaven keep your honour.
Yet may he live well, and it may be as long as you or I, yet he must die.
Under your sentence.
Yep.
When I beseech you that in his reprieve, longer or shorter, he may be so fitted that his soul sicken not.
Ah, fear these filthy vices. It were as good to pardon him that hath from nature stone a man already made, as to remit this their saucy sweetness, that to coin heaven image in stems that are forbid. 'Tis all as easy falsely to take away a life true made, as to put metal in restrained means to make a false one.
'Tis set down so in heaven, but not in earth.
Say you so? Then I shall pose you quickly, which had you rather that the most just law now took your brother's life, and to redeem him, give up your body to such sweet uncleanness as she that he had stained?
Sir, believe this, I had rather give my body than my soul.
I talk not of your soul.
How say you?
Answer to this. I, now the voice of the recorded law, pronounce a sentence on your brother's life.
Please you to do
Might
it.
there not be a charity in sin to save this brother's life?
Please you to do it. I'll take it as a peril to my soul. It is no sin at all, but charity.
Pleased you to do it at peril of your soul, were equal poise of sin and charity.
That I do beg his life. If it be sin, heaven let me bear it. You granting of my suit. If that be sin, I'll make it my morn prayer to have it added to the faults of mine, and nothing of your answer.
Nah, but hear me. Your sense pursues not mine. Either you are ignorant, or seem so crafty, and that's not good.
Let be ignorant, and in nothing good, but graciously to know I am no better.
Thus wisdom wishes to appear most bright, when it doth tax itself. But mark me, to be received plain, I'll speak more gross. Your brother is to die.
So?
And his offence is so, as it appears, accountant to the law upon that pain.
True.
Admits no other way to save his life, as I subscribe not that, nor any other, but in the loss of question, that you, His sister, finding yourself desired of such a person, whose credit with the judge or own great place, could fetch your brother from the manacles of the law-abiding building law, and that there were no earthly mean to save him, but that either you must lay down the treasures of your body to this supposed, or else to let him suffer. What would you do?
As much for my poor brother as myself, that is, were I under the terms of death, the impression of keen whips, I'd wear as rubies and strip myself to death as to a bed that longing have been sick for, ere I'd yield my body up to shame.
Then must your brother die.
And 'twere the cheaper way. Better it were a brother died at once than a sister, by redeeming him, should die forever.
Were not you then as cruel as the sentence that you have slandered so?
Ignominy in ransom and free pardon are of two houses. Lawful mercy is nothing kin to foul redemption.
You seemed of late to make the law a tyrant, and rather prove the sliding of your brother a merriment than a vice.
Oh, pardon me, my lord. It oft falls out to have what we would have. We speak not what we mean. I something do excuse the thing I hate, for his advantage that I dearly love.
We all frail.
Else let my brother die, if not a federy, but only he, and succeed thy weakness.
Nay, women are frail too.
Aye, as the glasses where they view themselves, which are as easy broke as they make forms. Woman, help heaven! Men their creation mar in profiting by them. Nay, call us 10 times frail, for we are soft as our complexions are, and credulous to false prints.
I think it well. And from this testimony of your own sex, since I suppose we are made to be no stronger than faults may shake our frames, let me be bold. I do arrest your words. Be that you are, that is a woman. If you be more, you're none. If you be one, as you are well expressed by all external warrants, show it now by putting on the destined livery.
I have no tongue but one. Gentle, my lord, let me entreat you to speak the former language.
Plainly conceive I love you.
My brother did love Juliet, and you tell me that he shall die for't.
He shall not, Isabel, if you gave me love.
I know your virtue hath a license in't, which seems a little fouler than it is to pluck on others.
Believe me on my honor, my words express my purpose.
Little honour to be much believed, and most pernicious purpose, seeming. I will proclaim thee, Angelo, look for't. Sign me a present pardon for my brother, or with an outstretched throat, I'll tell the world aloud what man thou art.
Who will believe thee, Isabel? My unsoiled name, thou sternest of my life, my vouch against you, and my place i' state, will so your accusation overweigh that you shall stifle in your own report, and smell of calumny. I have begun, and now I give my sensual race the rein. Fit thy consent to my sharp appetite. Lay by all nicety and prolixious blushes that banish what they sue for. Redeem thy brother by yielding up thy body to my will, or else he must not only die the death, but thy unkindness shall his death draw out to lingering sufferance. Answer me tomorrow, or by the affection that now guides me most, I'll prove a tyrant to him. As for you, say what you can. My faults always your true.
To whom should I complain? Did I tell this, who would believe me? Oh, perilous mouths that bear in them one and the self-same tongue, either of condemnation or a proof, bidding the law make curtsy to their will, hooking both right and wrong to the appetite, to follow as it draws. I'll to my brother, though he hath fallen by prompture of the blood, yet hath he in him such a mind of honour that he, had he 20 heads to tender down on 20 bloody blocks, he'd yield them up before his sister should her body stoop to such abhorred pollution. Then Isabella live chaste, brother die. More than our brother is our chastity. I'll tell him yet of Angelo's request and fit his mind to death for his soul's rest.
Well done, guys. Beautiful stuff. Excellent work. Oh, I love that we get to do this sort of extra time on certain scenes. It's so exciting to see different people, what they pull out of them, what they make of the scenes. By the way, I'm just going to say it's just gone off, but I'm actually sitting under a glass roof at the moment, and we've just had the most torrential downpour. So I'm just like, oh, it's just left us just on cue. So that's lucky. I could hardly hear the end of the scene for the rain. Oh, that's truly live theatre for you. Right. Woo! So after that spectacularly powerful and enjoyably creepy performance, let us go. The second two scenes, we're going to As You Like It. Now, yes, As You Like It mostly takes place in the idyllic surroundings of the Forest of Arden. But even in Arden, things are not as idyllic as they would seem. And like all good comedies, this play can only truly have a happy ending if it begins with, or if there is a true threat of danger and disaster within it. So we're going to go to the very first scene of As You Like It. And we're going to meet the two remaining sons of Sir Roland de Boys. We're going to meet young Orlando, faithful servant Adam, and older brother Oliver. Because things are not as happy in the Roland household as perhaps we would wish. And others are going to be drawn into the net that's going to begin to be spun in this scene and creates the rest of the play. So can I just check that we have our Orlando?
Check.
Lovely. And Adam?
Yes. Oh, no, sorry, I'm Oliver.
I'm Adam.
That's okay. I can see you've got your names right, Mark, and I know you've got the right part, so that's cool. And we have Dennis the servant as well, who I can see
Yep.
you go already. Excellent. And Natasha will be joining us as Jeanne the wrestler. Are you out there? Just check. Yes, I can see that you're there. Okay, that's good. All right. So, weather permitting, I will still be able to hear and come in on this one. So, rules apply as ever. The minute I go, the stage is yours. Take us to the house of the De Bois brothers and let's see what's happening somewhere in the Dukedom of Arden. Enjoy, guys. Have fun with this one.
As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed me by our father's will, but poor 1,000 crowns. And as thou sayest, charged my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. My brother Jaques, he keeps at school, and report speaks goldenly of his profit. For my part, he keeps me rustically at home, or, to speak more properly, stays me here at home unkept. For call you that keeping for a gentleman of my birth that differs not from the stalling of an ox? His horses are bred better, for besides that, they are fair with their feeding, they are taught their manage, and to that end riders dearly hired. But I, his brother, gain nothing under him but growth, for the which his animals on his dunghills are as much bound to him as I. Besides this, nothing that he so plentifully gives me, the something that nature gave me, his countenance seems to take from me. He lets me feed with his hinds, bars me the place of a brother, and as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, though yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, and thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what made you here?
Nothing. I am not taught to make anything.
What are you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I am helping you to mar that which God made, a poor, unworthy brother of yours with idleness.
Marry, sir, be better employed and be naught a while.
Shall I keep your hogs and eat husks with them? What prodigal portion have I spent that I should come to such penury?
Know you where you are, sir?
Oh, sir, very well. Here in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
I, better than him I am before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows you my better in that you are the firstborn. But the same tradition that takes not away my blood, were there 20 brothers betwixt us, I have as much of my father in me as you.
What, boy, will thou lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. He was my father, and he is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till this other had pulled out thy tongue for saying so.
Sweet masters, be patient, for your father's remembrance be at accord.
Let me go, I say.
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You have trained me like a peasant. The spirit of my father goes strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman, or give me the poor allottery my father left me by testament. With that, I will go buy my fortunes.
And what will you do? What wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent? Well, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you leave me.
I will no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Get you gone also, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward, most true? I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master, he would not have spoke such a word.
It even so. Begin you to grow upon me. I will physic your rankenness, and yet give you no 1,000 crowns neither. Holla, Dennis!
Calls your worship?
Was not Jan the wrestler here with you, here to speak with me?
So please you, he is here at the door and importunes access to you.
Call her in. 'Twill be a good way, and tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good morrow to your worship.
Good, Madam Jean. What's the new news at the new court?
There's no news at the court, sir, but the old news, that is. The old Duke is banished by her younger brother, the new Duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with her, whose lands and virtues enrich the new Duke, therefore he gives them good leave to wander.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her mother?
Oh no, she's at the court, and no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter, and never 2 ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say she's already in the Forest of Arden, and a many merry men with her, and there they live like the old Robin Hood of England.
What, you wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Marry do I, sir, and I came to acquaint you with a matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother, Orlando, hath a disposition to come in against me disguised to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your love I would be loath to foil him, as I must for my own honour if he come in.
Jean, I thank thee for thy love to me, which thou shalt find I will most kindly requite. I'll tell thee, Jean, it is a stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good part, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion. I had as lief that it break his neck as his finger. And thou wert best looked to it, for if thou do him any slight disgrace, or if he do not mightily grace himself on thee, he will practice against thee by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he have ta'en thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, as almost with tears I speak it, there is not one so young and so villainous this day living.
I am heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If he ever go alone again, I'll never wrestle for a prize more. And so good keep your worship.
Farewell, good Jean. I hope I shall see an end to him, for my soul, yet I know not why, hates nothing more than he. Yet he's gentle, never schooled, yet learned, full of noble device, all sorts enchantingly beloved, and indeed so much in the heart of the world, and especially of my own people, who best know him, that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be long. This wrestler shall clear all.
Well done, thank you so much. I love that scene. Dark, dangerous, that's everything you need to start a really good comedy off. Oh, always interesting as well, these great speeches that Orlando has and Oliver has. They speak from the heart, they're terribly impassioned, yet from a Shakespeare geekery point of view, it's always intriguing because they're in prose. We don't have the support and the majesty of verse behind it. Always intriguing to me why that bit particularly. Yeah, maybe, well, that is something that's been debated for 400 years. It'll probably be debated for 400 more. So, and on to our final scene of this afternoon. We are sticking with As You Like It, but we're going into the forest and we're going to meet a slightly different bunch of characters, and we're going to lighten the mood slightly. We've had a couple of scenes that were darker and more mysterious. Well, it's always fun to explore the dark side. But here, let's have a little fun with Touchstone, the fool from the court of the Duke. And he has followed well, I suppose princess, for want of a better word, Rosalind and her cousin Celia, who were banished from the court by the new Duke. He has travelled with them into the forest of Arden, and he's having a reasonably good time. I mean, really, he's a courtier, he's a gentleman of the city, but he's finding ways to entertain himself and pass the time with the people of the forest. And he has already made friends with one of the courtiers in exile, commonly known as Melancholy Jaques, who in another scene has one of those great big fat famous Shakespeare speeches, the 7 Ages of Man. We're not doing that this afternoon. We're keeping it light. But he has made friends with Jaques, and as well as making friends with shepherdess Audrey, and he's got a little plot of his own in hand. So we'll see how that plot might play out. Now, just going to check in with the cast and say, do I have a Touchstone ready?
Aye.
Excellent. And a Jaques?
Yep.
And an Audrey?
Yep.
Good girl. Right, all ready to go again. And Sir Oliver, are you with us?
I'm with us.
And ready to go. Excellent. So let's go see what this little plan, literally the fool's plan is, and see how it plays out. Okay, everybody. So for the last time this afternoon and the last time for a couple of weeks, when I vanish, the stage is yours. Enjoy.
Come apace, good Audrey. I will fetch up your goats. Audrey? And how now, Audrey, am I yet the man? Does my simple feature content you?
Your features? Lord Lawrence's, what features?
I am here with thee and thy goats, as the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the Goths.
O knowledge ill inhabited, worse than Jove in a thatched house.
Truly, I would the gods had made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest? Indeed and word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly, for the truest poetry is the most feigning, and lovers are given to poetry.
Do you wish then that the gods had made me poetical?
I do truly, for thou swearest me thou art honest. Now, if thou wert a poet, I might have some hope thou didst feign.
Oh, would you not have me honest?
No, truly, unless thou wert hard favoured, for honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey a sauce to sugar.
A material fool.
Well, I am not fair, and therefore I pray gods make me honest.
But be it as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that end, I have been with Sir Oliver Martex, the vicar of the next village, who has promised to meet me in this place of the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
Oh, well, the gods give us joy.
Here comes Sir Oliver. Sir Oliver Martex, you are well met. Will you dispatch us here under this tree, or shall we go with you to your chapel?
Is there none here to give the woman?
I will not take her on gift of any man.
Truly she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed. I'll give her.
Good evening, good Mr. What-you-call-it. How do you, sir? How are you? Very well met.
Will you be married, Motley?
As the ox hath his bow, sir, and the horse has his curb, and the falcon his bell, so man hath his desires, and as a pigeon's bill, so wedlock would be nibbling.
And will you, being a man of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church and have a good priest that can tell you what marriage is. This fellow will but join you together as they join wainscot. Then one of you will prove a shrunk panel and like green timber. What?
I were better to be married of him than of another, for he is not like to marry me well, and not being well married. It will be a good excuse for me hereafter to leave my wife.
Go thou with me, and let me counsel thee.
Come, sweet Audrey, we must be married, or we must live in bawdry. Farewell, good Sir Oliver. Be gone, I say. I will not to wedding with thee.
'Tis no matter. Ne'er a fantastical knave of them shall flout me out of my calling.
Thank you so much. It's such a delightful little scene. Oh, poor Sir Oliver. I always feel so sorry for him. We only ever meet him that once, and I think he's one of these characters like, we could know more of Sir Oliver Martext. There could have been some great scenes there. Okay, can I have the company back on stage, please, to say your farewells to your audience. Well done, everybody. Beautiful moments as ever. Well done, Natasha. Well and truly joined the family. We hope we get to play with you again plenty more times. That was terrific stuff. Okay, so to all of these guys, I say farewell for now. To you who are watching, again, we will not be here live next week, but our back catalogue will be if you get lonely for us. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll see you then. Until then, keep yourselves and each other very safe. We look forward to seeing you very soon and sharing more Shakespeare adventures with you. Okay, everybody, and thank you very much. Farewell for now. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.